All right, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here, whether it is the morning, afternoon, or evening. I am so excited to have my friend William King Hollis, motivational speaker to the world, here to talk to you all and inspire you about his story and to teach you all about how to overcome any kind of obstacle that can ever come in your way. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to William and let him talk a little bit and we'll dialogue back and forth.
Uh, Good afternoon, beautiful, beautiful kings and queens. I want to thank my brother, my great friend, for having me on in front of this amazing platform and giving me this privilege to inspire some amazing entrepreneurs of today, the future, and beyond. What I wanted to talk about today and get started off, I want to, recondition the mind today. And reconditioning the minds is basically making a decision that says good things will happen for me. And if you're on this live, I want you to repeat with me, good things are supposed to happen to me. If you're on this live, if you're on this call, I want you to repeat with me, good things are supposed to happen for me. So I want to get into a little basis of my story and break down the power of believing in yourself and keep going and keeping going in your dreams. You see, I started about 5 to 6 years ago. I was homeless in Reading, Pennsylvania. A teacher named Cheryl Robinson had invited me to speak to a group of young men at Reading Intermediate High School. When I went into this school, I was broken, down on my luck. Mother passed of a heroin overdose. Father, career criminal. Cracked my vertebrae. My football career was over. I was literally at the brink of giving up on life itself. When I came out of that school, I walked back to a hotel called Abraham Lincoln Hotel that I was sneaking in on a daily basis through different employees, different friends that was close to me, and we did whatever it takes to survive. As I got closer to that hotel, I got a phone call as I was getting ready to blow my brains out. I was depleted. I was broken. I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't know what my gift was, what my purpose was anymore, and I just had to figure things out. But what the Most High did for me was when I got halfway to that hotel, uh, the principal called me and said, William, how much do you charge to speak? I said $75, $100 or something like this. And this is what I talk about when I talk about working for your purpose, ladies and gentlemen, and not the money. So when I went in there, I had no idea what the price would be. But when I walked into that school 2 weeks later, I spoke in front of 500 kids. And by the time I was finished with this speech, I had a standing ovation of over 500 young children. On this day was the day my life began. On this day was the day that I spoke words of affirmation and words of aspiration to people. And since that day, I'm over 500 million views on YouTube. I have the #1 football speech in the world. I'm the first speaker to speak during Milan Fashion Week for Philip Plein and Paris Hilton. And ladies and gentlemen, I did all of this with just my voice. You see, life and death is in the tongue, kings and queens, and what we speak is what our life will become. Many people wait for their opportunities, they wait for their moments, and it passes them by. And what they have to live with, they have to live with the ghost. They have to live with the ghost of their greatest individual once they're died. You see, I know this to be true. I know that every single individual in this world has something special to give to the world. But what we must understand is everything evolves, even business, life, everything evolves. And if you're not willing to take that step to evolve with it, you're going to fall. You're going to crumble. You see, the difference between a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur and a $2 entrepreneur is an individual that believes his gift and his business and his purpose means something to the world. You see, I realized this at a very young age. I realized that life is about serving, ladies and gentlemen. Once you serve, the universe gives you everything you can imagine. You see, it's individuals that woke up this morning believing that their business, their proposals, their existence doesn't mean anything to this earth. But I want to let you know that you are the gift that we are waiting for. You see, I couldn't read till I was 16. I couldn't even read and comprehend, didn't even know all my multiplications. But today, I am a best-selling author with a book in Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, and posted in Walmarts and on Amazon all over the world. My first book ever. You see, I realized in my journey of life, in my journey of becoming one of the top speakers in the world, I realized that you must believe it before it's in your hands. You must see it. You must breathe it. You must know that what you have is important to this earth. And you can't listen to the echoes of doubters, ladies and gentlemen. Your life means something. Your story means something. The pandemic has showed us something, ladies and gentlemen. It has showed us that we do not have forever to get this baby out to the world. We only have a moment. You see, it's a difference when you don't pick. I didn't pick speaking, ladies and gentlemen. It chose me. I had no idea that they'll fly me to Kingston, Jamaica, or fly me to Italy and take me around the world and one day get to a level where I'm making $35,000 and $50,000 for 45 minutes on the stage. But I have a saying, ladies and gentlemen, that I was famous for, and it says, the Most High must make you rich on the inside before he makes you rich on the outside. And he does this so you will never look down on an individual. No matter how much money you get, how famous you become, how amazing that business grows, you will always remember where you come from. Because life, ladies and gentlemen, is like a GPS. If you don't put your current destination, you can never get to your final destination. You must focus on what we must fix today and not focus on what our friends or our family think of us. We must remove ourselves from the yoke of bondage. You see, a lot of people believe that money is everything. It's not everything, but it creates everything. Let me repeat that. Money is not everything, but it creates everything, ladies and gentlemen. Those that have knowledge of self, we understand that money is nothing. Cash is trash, as my great brother, Grant Cardone, says to me often. I've had kings like Grant Cardone, kings like Les Brown endorse me and tell me that, Will, you know the difference between you and every other speaker? You have something. And this is what I want you to write down if you're listening to this as an entrepreneur. It's two types of entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. It's a picker and it's a planter. You see, a picker just picks for a moment, enjoys his fruit, and he keeps on walking. But a planter creates a tree that everybody eats off of, that everybody nurtures, and everybody takes care of. So if you have a business today, I need you to cut the ties of planting, of picking, I mean. You want to cut the ties of picking today and get into the business of planting. You see, I tell a lot of older individuals that's in the entrepreneur world that the game has changed, ladies and gentlemen. The internet has cut out the middleman, and there's no great Wizard of Oz sitting in the building waiting for you to ask for your wishes. The internet has cut that out. Now what it's about collaboration. It's about growing and uplifting other individuals through your business. You know, everybody's not going to believe in your dream. If you notice on Facebook, Facebook is it's like your home. They say it all the time. They say Facebook is just like their home. They say you'll never get praise in your home. You know what I've done multiple times building my business? I've deleted almost every friend off my Facebook page in every city and state I've moved to. Because it's time to move on. You see, a real entrepreneur mindset knows that it's all about the future. Seeing the future. You see people like Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, they can see the future. All the rest of the entrepreneurs are sitting here worrying about today. But who's thinking about the future? You see, this time is a very special time, ladies and gentlemen. It's the time of the new. Yes, I said the new. The world is waiting for your Amazon. It's waiting for your version of YouTube. It's waiting for the new. It's time for you to get out the stands and get in the game. You're either a fan or you're either a playmaker. Ask yourself, what are you? Are you a fan or are you a playmaker, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question we must ask ourselves. Many of us are older in our age. We're growing. We're realizing that everything in the clock is ticking. But we got to ask ourselves, how much blood, sweat, and tears are we willing to give our dream today? How much blood, sweat, and tears are we willing to give our children today? What are you fighting for? Are you fighting so you can stand on the stage and say, I'm the man? Or I'm the queen? Or are you fighting to save an entire family? Well, I'll give you an example of why I do what I do. I grew up as a young boy trying to save my beautiful mother's life, and she abused heroin. You see, my mother was molested by her father as a child, and she grew up at 14 years old selling crack cocaine out of her own trap house, never realizing what a young woman was. But in that process, she still raised and gave birth to a king named William King Hollis at the age of 16. She used to tell me when I used to come home and kids make fun of me and say, Will, you in special ed, you're dumb. My mom used to say, Will, you're not dumb. You just won't understand your gifts until you become a man. You see, you're talking to a man that all he wanted to do was save that 5'6" woman in Pontiac, Michigan. She would wear my jogging suits. I would want her to wear nice clothes. I would want her to look like a beautiful queen, even though she was, but I wanted to make her feel that way when I was only 13, 14 years old. So let me tell you what the Most High did for me. The Most High took my queen, and the first place I ever gave a speech was at my mother's funeral. It's at my mother's funeral, ladies and gentlemen. So the reason why I was able to grow into the speaker I was because the Most High gave me my greatest challenge, my first speech. It was to deliver a legacy message for my mother at 20 years old. You see, some people are called to do what they do. Some people choose to do what they do. I didn't have a choice but to dive into this dream. And this business is a business now. It is $1 million entity. And you're looking at it. The reason why I have the easiest job in the world, because this is what I wanted to do since I was a little boy, is make individuals in the slums, individuals in the darkness, individuals at the bottom, individuals who don't believe in themselves, believe that they can leave a legacy on this earth that will be remembered forever. I couldn't read till I was 16. I am a best-selling author today. My book was put in Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, all over the world because I believe in me. I understood that my life is not for me. It's for other individuals dying inside. Individuals get ready to file bankrupt. Individuals that lost their job and don't know how to go home and tell their wife that they lost their job. Single mothers diagnosed with cancer and all their babies got. father's incarcerated on false charges while a child is growing up angry without him. I'm here for them. Till the day that I die, I'll be here for them. And if you have a business, if you have anything you want to accomplish, if you take yourself out of the equation and put somebody that means something to you in front of that, you will be successful. But as long as you work for yourself, nobody will notice it but you. Let me repeat that. As long as you work for yourself, nobody will notice it but you. Dive in today. Dive in today. Take care of kings like Peter. Kings that bring entrepreneurs together by any means necessary. You see, I understand that this message is not for everybody, but it's for somebody that I care about and that I love. Yeah, I come from the bottom. And every day I become a bestseller. Every day my album charts on the charts and all my books and my merch and everything sells. I promise you this. I am the example of that project kid that they said could never stand on the stage with giants. Les Brown wrote the foreword to my book. Grant Cardone, the billionaire, endorsed me. Let me tell you guys a story on how I met Les Brown. One day I was laying in the bed, overdrive, no money. And I get a phone call, and there's a man on the line. He says, William Hollis, you have greatness in you. And I hung up the phone. Thought it was a joke. He called me back and he said, William Hollis, this is Les Brown. I'm sitting in the hospital right now, and I just wanted to call and tell you that your speech kept me going. I said, Mr. Brown, why are you in the hospital? He said, I had cancer for over 11 to 12 years. World just didn't know it. So as he was sitting in the hospital, he listened to a speech by me called The Journey. It's on YouTube. And the speech starts off by, we didn't come this far to only come this far. Story of my life, the story of your life, and many other lives around the world. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we've already battled through the hardest times in our life. So the rest of this time that we have on this earth should be given everything that we have to our dreams. You see, a lot of people like to complicate what an entrepreneur is. But I want to tell you that this generation demands truth, honesty, and authentic. And if you can deliver this truth, honesty, and authentic words, missions, businesses, you will be successful in these times. You see, many people who chase money believe the object is to make $1 million. But the true definition is to make $1 1,000,000 times. You see, Jeezy had a saying, one of my favorite rappers that I listen to often, and he says, the slow grind. You see, the slow grind builds character. It shows you who you are as a man or woman. It shows your dedication. It shows your commitment. And I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, an individual who cannot commit to themselves can never commit to the world. An individual that cannot commit to themselves can never commit to the world, an organization, a community, a business structure. You got to evaluate the people you have around your business. When you're up at 3 and 4 in the morning, are they working like you? Are they grinding like you? Are they making it happen like you? Do they love your baby like you love? I had to realize this in building a business. If you don't love what I'm doing, you cannot be a part of it. I don't care how talented you are, how amazing you are. If you don't love this baby, it won't grow. It's like a girlfriend, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a girlfriend. If you don't love her, you don't treat her right, you don't be consistent, she's going to leave you. That's the same thing with your dream. You're not consistent if you don't love it, if you don't water it, if you don't nurse it, if you don't remind it of its greatness, it's going to leave you. Because some of us right now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we're being held back is because we have our gifts in ungrateful hands. Sometimes we must remove our gifts from ungrateful hands and put them in grateful hands, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's about. And when you start to put your gift in ungrateful hands, beautiful people and things will start to pop up in your life. Beautiful manifestations will come true, ladies and gentlemen. I got a question for you. What if I told you? Let me get this right. What if I told you the number one thing holding you back is the things that you think you need? Let that soak in. Let that soak in. If I told you the things that's holding you back from the top level in your career is the things you think you need. We need nothing but the fire that we have inside of us, ladies and gentlemen. You see, it's a group of evil individuals that pride themselves on having control of individuals. They like the mindset of people being slaves and sheep. But you see, what I represent and what I stand for is the individuals that were told they can never get it done. The individual that they said was not tall enough, not cute enough, not smart enough, but created a new norm. A norm of climbing to the top, but always keeping the ladder down below so his brothers and sisters can climb up with him. You see, I always thought about this, and I said, imagine in our neighborhoods a great leader or a great star, LeBron James. They pull up to the hood, they hop out, they get on the basketball court, they shoot with little Brian, they shoot with little James, Mikey. They play a couple games with him. Those babies will remember that forever, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I wanted to be the type of person I am. Never Hollywood, always neighborhood. You see, when I first started off in speaking, ladies and gentlemen, I would reach out to some of the top speakers in the world and I would say, I have a dream. I'm over 8, 9 million views on YouTube, and I made my first speech in a shelter with a pillow and an iPhone in the corner. Today, that speech is called Young King. It's over 2.2 million views today. That's the speech I made in a shelter. That's the speech that my life began. And the secret behind that speech, ladies and gentlemen, is I never was talking to you. I was talking to myself. That's why I created the book, The Best Gifts Come from the Bottom, because I know the power of telling your story. It helps us. It heals us. And it shows us our strength. And it shows us our brothers and sisters that battle the same battles of life that we battle. And oh, my friend, that's a beautiful feeling. That's why I want all these people to go get this book, learn about this book. The best gifts come from the bottom, represents everybody. Everybody who has something to say, a story to tell, and somebody to inspire. The reason why you don't speak is because you don't know what type of speaker you are. This is a one-stop shop, baby. This is a one-stop shop to greatness. It didn't become a bestseller or get released on Walmart for no reason. It's because there's truth in that book, education in that book. And the man who wrote it is the same man who spoke his way out of a shelter. You see, I created something magical. And that's real motivation. Not the motivation that you hear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the motivation you feel. The motivation you feel as soon as you wake up in the morning or when you go to sleep. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm over 500 million views, and I never wrote a speech in my life because my heart racing for me. I get my motivation by talking to my brothers and sisters every day on lives or Instagram or Facebook, or talking to my fans because I love my brothers and sisters. I don't even like the word fan, my brothers and sisters. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted you guys to take something very, very special away from this call. And I simply came here today to tell you that everything you're looking for is inside of you. And maybe somebody on this call right now that may be going through mental health issues or struggling with depression. I just want to tell you that you're covered. A lot of men paid the dues for you to stand here and be breathing and living. Great men died for you. You see, sometimes in life, it'll take us away from who we truly are. It'll take a little bit of that love, that compassion. It'll take that caring trait that the Most High placed in all of us. And it takes a lot of strength to stay that good person and to keep fighting for life every day. You see, when I buried my mother, I lost half my heart, half my soul, and half my mind. And many of you might know what I'm talking about because you might have lost a loved one or somebody you care about. But if there's somebody on here right now ready to give up and ready to quit on life and just ready to stop fighting, I want you to remember everything you already defeated. And try to evaluate and see if you already fought your biggest demon or your biggest fight in your life. And look at the obstacle that stands in front of you like a picket fence that you just got to open the latch and kick it open. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you got to take your life to the next level. You see, Les Brown had a saying. He said, "I'm hungry." King Hollis said, "I'm starving. I'm starving to be one of the greatest. I'm starving to help young kings come up out of the gutter and climb into one of the greatest people and versions of themselves." You see, my motivation is only getting started. I'm 31 years old. I'm a best-selling author. I have 2 albums on the charts with Pain and Purpose, In the Darkest Hour. And I want you to know that I want you to come with me. I want you to know that it's power in your story. And what if I told you that your story will help your business? Because people don't buy product, ladies and gentlemen. They buy people. Let me repeat that. People don't buy product, people. They buy people. They buy what the product represents, what it stands for. That's what they buy. You see, it's a younger entrepreneur on here as well. That every time he speaks to older individuals, some of them, they don't listen. And let me give this lesson to the older individuals that's on this call. The biggest mistake you can make right now in this era is neglecting the future. Because if you take care of the future, ladies and gentlemen, the future will take care of you. And if you don't, you know the rest. You see, I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to argue or bicker with anybody about these days. I'm traveling. I'm making thousands of dollars. And with my team calculating, I'm on the verge of becoming one of the first motivational billionaires in this industry. My blueprint is impeccable, and you guys all know about that. I built this on love. I built this with a purpose. And I built this on the grounds of helping other individuals and promoting other individuals to help them reach their greatness as well. I just want you guys to know that you've met William King Hollis in the prime, ladies and gentlemen. And first off, I would like to say, I'm so grateful for you guys taking your time to come in this room and just listen to me. You see, to the day that I die, I'm gonna always have to smile and say, I love the people. Because the people are the reason why I'm still alive. The people are the reason why I get to travel the world and do the things that I do. That's why I'll always be for the people. Because that's what you guys don't understand. You make stars. You make celebrities. You make mega blockbuster businesses. It's you, the people. You see, it's not easy waking up in a generation today, pushing motivation, trying to inspire people, trying to bring self-development in areas that has never been. But I believe if anybody can do it, I can do it. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's something that the world is missing right now, and it's very simple. It's love. The understanding of unity, the understanding of us coming together stronger than ever these days. And understanding that we are not the whole puzzle. We are only a piece. And until we put that whole puzzle together, we won't see the big picture that our Creator has for this world. You see, one man will never change the world. But a group of royal nations came. I created something magical, Royal Nation. It's my group that I created where I help you create YouTube channels. I help you cater your stories. And I help you learn how to build $1 million speaking career from the YouTube platform. I'm over 500 million views, climbing to close to 600. I have 2 albums on the charts. We have a YouTube channel that's growing drastically where I would love to post your story. You got advertisements, you got anything you want to promote. My videos average about 1.7 million views on the average on major publications. If you're interested in growing your business, scaling your business, taking your life and your mental development and getting a life coach that you don't hear, but you feel. And not through emails or pamphlets. I'm talking about live via FaceTime, Skype, or Zoom calls. Please join Royal Nation or do me a favor. Support a young king and go grab my debut book, The Best Gifts Come from the Bottom. Like I said, available in Walmart, Barnes and Nobles, and all over the world. Inshallah. I would like to end this by telling Peter, thank you so much for having me on this live with these amazing and beautiful people. If you guys can, follow me on Instagram at William King Hollis. That's William King Hollis. YouTube is William King Hollis. And my website is kinghollis.co. That link in this bio right here is all things King Hollis. You can book consultations. You can get your book and get merch. You can book me anything that you would like. We're available. Peter, you are the man, an amazing leader. And first of all, I would not want to get off here without telling you guys about my brother Peter today. I congratulated my brother Peter because my brother Peter has literally watched William King Hollis, yes, this man, and he has supported me since I was just in Reading, making small videos in the living room, in the basement, and I just want to give Peter his roses while he's here. Peter, you are amazing, brother. What you do for people and humanity to help people evolve their lives, grow their businesses, and the knowledge you have given me over the years of scaling my business, growing my business, and making my business one of the top businesses in the world. I just want you guys to know when you're talking to Peter, please make sure you're locking in, listening to him, and taking all the knowledge because it is worth millions of dollars. Peter, I love you, bro. And I give you your roses today, man. I'm honored, man.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the acknowledgement. And you know, what is the what is the one thing that you can always say to people? Well, and I'll say my quick 30-second, 1 minute, you know, basically of how I got to be known as really Mr. Live, you know. So everybody tells me, you know, you have such a huge following of people and you're able to get whoever you want and it's not a big deal. Yeah, but the problem is, it's not because I just stood there. It's because I went out there and I took it. I went out there and I said, I'm going to put my face in front of 30 groups who don't even know who the heck I am. And I'm going to say, hi, I'm Peter Ohanian. This is who I am. And I'm an entrepreneur and nobody's watching me and I don't really care. I'm going to go to the next group. And once I get 2 people, then I get engagement. Then I keep growing that engagement from there. Right?
Absolutely.
It's about putting yourself out there. Too many people are scared. They're scared to take that first step out there.
Absolutely.
But taking that step outside of their comfort zone is going to make them become a better, stronger, more passionate individual.
Absolutely.
Being locked in with what you guys are doing. Everybody here, every single person here is in one of the actual businesses that I'm in right now. You all have been supportive of everything that I'm doing. I have shared numerous times how doing a Facebook Live is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And no, it's not going to be easy right from the beginning. It's not. You're going to be fearful. You're going to be scared. But you get people like me to come on, and maybe even William, if he's around, to support you and say, hey, keep going, keep doing your thing.
Oh no, we here. We here. I tell everybody, I'm the big speaker that if you want a commercial done, a voiceover done, a promo done, reach out to me directly on Instagram, or you can hit up my fiance at Be Branded Media on Instagram, and also on that flow page, give you all the information on how to get to me. So anybody that want to get to me and work with me in real life directly, get on a call, all those things, that link could get you to me.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you have to those people who are scared about doing a Facebook Live, that are scared about putting their face on camera because they're so shy?
I'm going to tell you like this. You are scared of money. You are scared. If you're a business owner and you can't go out there and communicate to people the purpose, the meaning, the value of your product, that is very important. And over here in Will Smile LLC in my company, I love to teach entrepreneurs and a lot of people on how to market a talk, a message to truly touch the heart of the individuals. A lot of individuals don't realize this, but if you can touch the heartbeat, the heart, most likely they're going to be more willing to buy. And that's because your money is an emotional thing these days. Every time a person get it, it makes them feel some type of way. Every time a person loses it, it makes them feel some type of way. So when people, we live in an era right now where people are holding on to those dollars. They're holding on to them and they're only spending off purpose. They're spending off purpose. And sometimes that purpose can be looked at in Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all of those things, or whatever people feel validated by. But if you don't master a message for your audience, if, say for instance, if I have a conference, I'm in London, I'm having a conference, a seminar, and somebody says, William, come up here and sell your product, I must be prepared to sell my product on command. It's called a sales pitch. That's what we've gotten away from. Everybody is liking. That's what I talk about when I say, get out the stands and get in the game, ladies and gentlemen, because it might be every day. I've noticed I wake up every day, probably 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. I make it my duty. I make it my duty to get on the line and talk to my people and talk about my product. Every day I sell about 6 or 7 different products because I just talk about what I'm doing. And another key thing is, it's not about you showcasing your thing. I've seen drastic changes in numbers when you have brand ambassadors. Brand ambassadors is very important for your business. And I tell every reason I say I will start with brand ambassadors before I start with anything when it comes to a business. When you do, you hear me? Because brand ambassadors shows the world that is real, that is attainable and is reachable. And this world is a Me Too world. They're full of followers. And if a person is watching their friend and seeing their homegirl or their brother with a product of yours, they say, oh, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get the King Hollis 3.0 or the Peter book 2.8. You get what I'm saying? They're always going to try to go better. That's the world of nature. You got to learn how to play that in the entrepreneur world. And it's all a mindset shift. You get what I'm saying? So basically what I want to say about that in the end and in closing, if you don't have a message for your business, it's already bankrupt. You must learn how to cater a message for your business.
Awesome. William, thank you so much for all of your time. I appreciate all your acknowledgments. And guys, go out and go buy William's book. And William and I had a brief discussion earlier today about getting his book onto an Audible so that people can really be
inspired by my brother. Inspired by my brother. It's coming soon.
Yep, definitely. Thank you so much for your time, my friend.
Love you all, man. Be great on purpose.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.